Thanks for joining us. It's a great time here. I'm really excited about this whole organization and the prospects it has for really helping folk create new businesses from concept to commercialization. It's if just a short introduction. If where's the next one? I'll do it this way. Some of you remember me. I was the founder of the San Diego Inventors Forum back in 2005. It was a great run. We had a great time. All good things coming to an end. I stepped down in 2018, but it was great. We had about 1,500 on the mailing list. About 30 or so would show up monthly. And the whole process was to motivate, educate, and network inventors to become successful entrepreneurs. Same cause as today.
Yeah. What's that?
See, I'll see when you get back, right?
Okay, yes.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
okay, thank you very much.
All right.
If we could get another
Come on.
mute.
Yeah,
on
please mute,
everybody.
John. Thanks, Guy. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So perhaps remember me at the Inventors Forum. During my tenure there, actually, many of us received an email from Randy Landrenew, who told us, hey, please show up. There's an emergency here in Washington. And that's where I met many of you folks. If you remember, this is where we flew in. About a dozen of us stopped HR 9. This was just going to decimate the investment community. But it was our first time of meeting each other and getting to know that we could share some passions and concerns for inventors' rights, which I have been and continue to be very passionate about. Following this, we went to the effect of Randy and Paul and I formed USI, US Inventor. We did meet in the Washington area. We met with many inventors through the halls of Congress and the Senate. Many of you maybe remember as we were protesting in front of the Patent Office and in front of the Supreme Court. And yes, we as an attempt did work with the InventRight and the UIA together to come together to be in Washington to have a voice. And last but not least, I have continued to be passionate about this. I've helped with the Invalidated movie and any efforts we can to promote inventors' rights. So, but that all ended in 2018. I had to step down for health reasons. My wife and I moved clear across the country to South Carolina, Lexington, greener, cleaner, quieter, friendlier. And 2 years ago, I decided I got to get back into the game. We started the South Carolina Inventors Forum. So here we are in 2021. I'd like to share with you a couple of things that I've done all of these years I found really useful. So just suggestions of ideas of good practices for nonprofits. Of course, you all have your board, your bylaws, and your minutes and your votes. Those are essential necessities for corporate governance issues. Of course, a mission statement. And I imagine most of you have something similar where really the mission is to motivate and educate and assist inventors to commercialize their ideas using a local network of people we work with and trust, and then a vision of where your club plays in the community. And it is important for nonprofits to have this because it's something that most other nonprofits share. And I have found that the state government, the city governments, a lot of agencies now that we're dealing with, they share in these visions. They've come to realize that to restore the economy, the most sustainable way is to support entrepreneurism and inventors and startups. So have a mission statement. Another best practice is to have a year's schedule, know how it starts and ends. We start with how to harness an idea and end up with how to share it. And we do end up with a contest. I'll talk about that later. It's really important. It brings to the whole community the fun and thrill of what people go through the whole process can end up with. So have a year schedule. This is when you can bring in and schedule these great speakers we're talking about. I try to bring in a mix of both local and national inventors and speakers. The meetings themselves have an agenda and people open up, they share their ideas, meet each other, learn what they're doing and moving forwards with and how. We celebrate successes, and then we do announce new products and new announcements. The meetings always have a speaker of the month about the topic of the month, and that's the keynote speaker. After the break, one of the best portions of this, I hope you'll try to do something like this as well, is I call it the Who Needs Who. And the Who Needs Who is where people stand up and say, yeah, I need a patent agent, or I need some marketing help, or who can help me with a sales sheet, or who can help me make whatever. This is when we try to connect people right there in the group and in the club. So local community effort to build businesses locally. is what that's about. So there is a monthly agenda. Also, I hope as an organization, as a good practice, you do create a monthly newsletter. We post these on our website. We do send them out to our entire mailing list through Constant Contact. We do support our sponsors with logos on the back. And this is our way of sharing news and other agencies' news so that there's a way to find all this. It is all on our website. So there's just some good practice examples, and we'll expand on those later. But, you know, as I know, the biggest concern, the biggest question, the most common thing that's either stopping somebody from moving forward or even starting something is funding. And that goes for the clubs as well as the inventors and innovators. So let's go on to a couple of things here that are some, I think, some great announcements. For one thing, I've had some discussions with Andy Ballister, the co-founder of GoFundMe. GoFundMe, as it stands right now, has a charity fundraising ability that if you sign up as a charity, you can collect funds for your organization. You can fundraise for your organization. And that's quite an awesome thing. And since we're all 501c3s, you have that opportunity to sign up as a charity. Now, speaking with GoFundMe, we're talking about something even bigger here, and that is this. Actually, I have a meeting tomorrow with our board and discussing how we're going to create an inventor fundraising special campaign on GoFundMe. And this is going to be fantastic. This is going to be a special campaign for finding funds for inventors to test their ideas pre-company launch. This will assist many struggling inventors and innovators to get started. These funds will allow them to search, file IP, build prototypes to show for raising capital to launch or license, and they've agreed to do a pilot program. And the category here is, you know, for up to a few thousand to 5,000, this is sort of perfect spot for them. It's very appropriate. If you're going for the 50,000 range, you've actually built the model. Now you're trying to sell product first round. That's Kickstarter. That's when we've talked to Roy Morjan and Inventors in that group. And then I'll fill you in as we get more details on this inventor fundraising special campaign. Then for inventors that have gone further and are ready to actually get their business launched and started, I am delighted to announce that I've had discussions and have met with Valerie Tortensen with the Small Business Administration. And here in South Carolina, we've signed a strategic alliance memorandum, which is where they will be assisting inventors with loans and so on. And actually, I think if Valerie, if you're still on, could you unmute and say hello to us? We had her on our list a little bit earlier, and hopefully you're still aboard, Valerie.
I'm still aboard.
You are. Hello,
Still
Valerie.
ready, willing, and
Welcome.
able to help with 7A loans.
Say again.
Still ready, willing, and able to help or assist with 7A loans.
7A loans. All right. All right. Well, we're delighted because what we're going to do here in South Carolina, we'd like to model with all the clubs here across our country in this network, because of course, SBA is nationwide. And the fact that we have this association, we'd like all our clubs to consider having something similar to where SBA spokesman will come in and help our members get these kind of loans. And there's some other government programs as well that they'll make us aware of. So it's really a delight to see SBA coming to the level of national clubs to be able to help them in their entrepreneurial endeavors. Some people go another bit further into the technical arena and they want to get grants and grant money. And to that end, it's often very expensive. And I'm happy to report that I've had discussions with another great founder of a company, Rupak Doshi, who started this company, Turbo SBIR. No upfront costs. They'll do a grant, provide the grant writer. They take a back end on it. If you want to do it yourself, want professional help, they have a very easy entry way to do it. And they offer for all of our members about a 20% discount if you'd like to associate with them. So here's a great resource for grant writing. So we've got the funny news of how GoFundMe is interested in working and helping innovators and inventors become startup entrepreneurs. We were happy to talk now that SBA is willing to come aboard and help us get into the loan arenas for inventors that are trying to build companies. And for grants, Turbo SBIR is going to help there. Next level of things that we're talking about is really expanding is how we can network more and bring more people to our clubs, more people interested in starting business or in fact are trying to. And it's been a delight to work with 1 Million Cups. I've just been delighted to work with actually Sergio Aparicio. He's a business development manager for the city of Columbia here. He's also on the board of the 1 Million Cups. They're hosting our contest and more here this year, and it's been a delight. They're helping support us. The cause for 1 Million Cups is really from the Kauffman Foundation. They say, we believe if you have an idea, you have a fundamental right to start a business and make it reality. And they welcome people, and they have 160 communities now. So please, all of you, find your local 1 Million Cups and make an arrangement to speak. You get to speak, present your club and what it's about. And that word goes out to the entire entrepreneurial community in that town. And also, as you have inventors that want to show things, they take delight in helping promote inventors and getting them launched. And to that effect, and here's one example, Mary Hancock had presented 1 Million Cups, and everybody heard her talk about her invention idea and said, hey, have you heard of Adrian in South Carolina Inventors Forum? And she hadn't, and we connected, and in a very short while, she'd been on her path for 10 years, and of course got ripped off by everybody that, rips off inventors, and but she persisted. We met within weeks. She had a great video that was presentable and a sales sheet. And we talked to some industry experts and learned the next round was going to take some funds, of which we hope we can then go back to Kickstarter and acquire for her. Point is, this is how we bring a community together, and the community helps out with our inventors in return. Speaking of contests, and this is, I'm delighted to show, is a flyer for our contest. You see, we have the city helping us, the city economic development, the 1 Million Cups. These groups, because we are a nonprofit, they're willing to help nonprofits. They're actually even going to be sponsoring this with a grant for this contest. So we're delighted to be able to work with the city, and even the state offered us some grants, knowing again that we are a nonprofit 501. So working with the local service providers for this, in our club. And also one more suggestion and group, as you see Midlands Tech here. Midlands Tech is a wonderful local, what you might call junior college in some states. And I'm so delighted that Tom Ledbetter has joined our board and has worked with me since we started this, been hosting the Zoom meetings. And what's important here is what Tom's come to recognize is how colleges can participate in this initiative to bring entrepreneurism back to life in America. And actually, Tom, if you're still on, could you unmute yourself and say hello if you're still there?
Still here, and congratulations to all of you for putting this extraordinary activity together. One of the things that we've noticed, I talked with Warren the first night he joined us online, was that more often than not, when somebody comes up with an idea or invents a new thing, they start hunting around for people that can help them with it. And many of them turn to the local technical college or community college to do that. So I think you've got a very rich resource here there's 1,300 community colleges in the United States. So there should be one very close by that would be willing to help. Thanks, Adrian.
I thank you, Tom. And again, thank you so much for all your support and help. As it turns out, actually, Tom is a member of the Rotary, invited me, and I was happy actually after his invitation to join. And I'm delighted in the fact that I've been able to speak at the Rotary. And I invite you to do the same thing. Here is an organization that of its many causes, one is to grow local economies. So it's a natural fit. And when you speak to one of these events, you're speaking to your community's leaders, the columnists and newspaper writers, the leaders of all the industry there. And we have already met over a dozen people who had interesting ideas that are looking for help to get them going. So it's a great way to bring more people again to your club is speak at the Rotary. Tell them you're part of the community and they should know what great good you're doing there. So those are some ideas for ways to grow your club and network more. New tools, we're going to continue this meeting on and on. I'm only going to throw out one tonight. I must admit I'm biased on this. I've got no financial stake, but I was hired by the company that founded this company as an advisor. What it is a new platform. It's a software platform. It's free. I'm not going to explain a lot more about it than it's a free platform to help inventors bring your product to market, helps them organize their projects, project plans, and really helps you find how to use Fiverr to find sources. If none of you have used Fiverr before, it's a fantastic resource. Anyway, it's a great new platform, and there's just one new tool. There are many more coming and new platforms that we'll be delighted to share. Anyway, that's my presentation for you tonight. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you share with me the excitement I have in seeing that we're seeing a new dawn for inventors, clubs, and forums, and across the country, uniting like this. We'll be able to get support and attention at new levels that'll hopefully, again, reinvigorate entrepreneurism and inventing in our country. Again, thank you.
All right, thank you, Adrian.
Adrian, thank you very much. That
Great
was
job,
awesome.
Adrian.
Awesome.